Namibia is full of amazing people, whether local or visiting. Join us for the conversation where we discuss these incredible projects, interesting topics, and what makes Namibia so special. Welcome to the conversation. Today we have a special session and two special guests on the hot seat here today. And it's also an announcement from Gondwana's perspective in terms of a campaign that we're launching. We all know of the impact that crime has on the Namibian society and unfortunately also on tourism. And we as a company and as a brand came together and we said, what can we do and how can we play a role in terms of that? We really want to turn it into a positive because there are so many beautiful stories that we have in this country, even around something negative like crime. And the purpose of today is to really give exposure to that and to give credit where it's due. And also to ensure that we as a nation stand together to look after each other, but not only also after each other, but also our guests that we welcome into our homes, into our family, into our country, and to ensure that they are safe. So on that, and I'll share more detail a bit later, but on that, our first guest is a very special guest. From the Namibian Police, Warrant Officer Shipendeni. But we are in tourism, so we keep it informal. He said we can call him Silas. Silas, welcome to the conversation and thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
Tell me about your role in NAMPOL and how it pertains to crime and especially in tourism industry.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, my role, it's simply as I'm the head of community policing subdivision in Khomas region. Now, that, in brief, community policing subdivision is a division within the region of Khomas that normally deal with the issues surrounding crime. Now, that we are looking at the initiatives, crime prevention initiatives that are out there that need to be out there to make sure that crime is minimized within our locality. Now, one of those initiatives, of course, it's around the issue of tourists. When we talk about tourists, we do have a crime prevention initiative under my office, vetted under my office, to make sure that we deal with any crime-related activity around our tourists, our very important visitors. We always refer to them as very important visitors in our society. Imagine how many countries are out there, but then somebody chose to come to Namibia for visiting purposes. So that's why we regard them as very important. Now, that is one of the crime prevention initiatives that we have in my office, and it's called Tourists Against Crime, TAC.
You've mentioned that, before we start recording, how important it is for all of us as stakeholders in the Namibian society to work together. Yes, NAMPOL is so important. It's the pivot, it's the tip of the spear in terms of crime prevention. But tell us more about the working together with the community and with organizations like TAC.
That's a very good point that you made. You see, it's quite important. Us as law enforcers, Namibian police, for example, we cannot eliminate crime on our own as a sole police officers alone. We need the participation of everybody, stakeholders. And one of the stakeholders, we talk about the general public, but specifically when we have initiatives like the TAC that I just mentioned, it makes preventing of crime very easy, more especially when it's coming to visitors, tourists. Now, working together with TAC, it's one of the very good platform as far as the issue of preventing crime is concerned. Really, they are on the ground, they deal with tourists on a daily basis, and they make sure that whenever anything suspicious, especially related to crimes, they are right on hand, communication with us. And that is what we want. We want to have a proper communication with the stakeholders, whoever is involved in the fight against crime. It's very good that we communicate with the police as law enforcers. And one of those initiatives, really, I need to appreciate TAC, especially when it's coming to dealing with crime against the terrorists. We do not want to scare terrorists to say that crime is so prevalent. But we are saying crime is out there, we cannot ignore it. But having platform that can prevent this particular crime, especially on the ground, on the right go, it's very important. TAC, it's very easy to work with them.
And I think that is the essence of also the campaign that Gondwana has launched. And that is that we need to stand together. We cannot throw our hands in the air and say it's only the Namibian police. And like you said, it's not that prevalent, but I think the purpose behind this is to show that as a society and as a nation and as different stakeholders, we need each other. We are interdependent to ensure that us and our fellow Namibians, but also, like I said, our visitors, are truly safe in Namibia, and that we can show them the warmth and the beauty of Namibian hospitality like few other nations can do if we stand together.
But of course, it's very important. And the whole idea is that working together makes everything very easy. Yes, crime is there, but then police officers alone, they cannot be everywhere every time. So you really need to people out there, can be eyes, just to make sure that they see what is happening and they report to the police if they cannot directly get involved. But again, I just want to go to crime prevention initiatives and take working with tourists on daily basis. Information that comes in when you are being told that there is tourists that are coming in, for example, they experience a certain situation. As a police officer, as a head of a specific office that deal with crime prevention initiatives, I should have an idea of how we should help them. And that is what we want. The idea is to make them comfortable to that hospitality that you just mentioned. And if we stay away, obviously, they will not enjoy this hospitality. And we want to show our people that Namibia is a very caring country from all angles. And crime prevention is one of those ones that we want to make sure that we tackle accordingly.
And on behalf of the tourism industry, I just really want to thank you. That people understand the importance of the industry in terms of, poverty eradication. And it's not that tourists are more important than anyone else in Namibia, but the impact of the industry in terms of job creation, in terms of branding Namibia and sharing that with the world is so important. And I really take my hat off to you and to all the stakeholders out there who see the benefit that tourists bring to us, and to ensure that we keep them safe. But it's not about safety, it's to keep them happy. Also the general hospitality, the friendliness that we as Namibians have, I'd like to believe, and the warmth, and again the togetherness to ensure that our friends and our guests remain happy and safe in our country.
Indeed. And of course, there's always a saying that you cannot please all your kids in the house. Mm-hmm. You see, they might not really receive all the necessity that they require when they visit Namibia, but at least we must make sure, in terms of crime prevention, we'll make sure that they are attended to. The crimes, they are free to move freely in Namibia, because Namibia is a very free country. When they come here, they must move freely with a freedom to say that, yes, Namibia is really enjoyable. At least they must go with that song to say, oh, Namibia is free. I was always comfortable wherever I find myself. And that is the idea behind these crime prevention initiatives. I think it's just better that we grow it. We need to improve where we are struggling. Obviously, the idea is to make sure that our people are very happy. For as long as visitors, our very important visitors, are coming here and they are going happy wherever they are finding themselves in their countries, that is the image that we want to promote. Not only for the Namibian police, of course, not only for those crime prevention initiatives, but for the country as a whole. Namibia, we want people to see us as one of the very safest countries in the world.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you, Warrant Officer.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Further to the announcement of the campaign led by Gondwana, the campaign, we call it Tourism Heroes. And what we want to highlight is people in Namibia from all walks of life who go above and beyond to ensure that we keep our visitors safe. The campaign is launched by Gondwana, but it's very important. It's an open campaign. We really want it to grow from grassroots level. We invite all friends of tourism, everyone in the industry and beyond, to become part of this, to share your stories of heroes in tourism. And I'm very lucky to welcome in the hot seat today the first hero from Gondwana. Gondwana is financing initially this campaign with a value of 500,000 in cash and 500,000 in kind. So it's a total value of 1 million Namibian dollars, because tourism is so important in terms of our society, in terms of the nation of Namibia, and what it does for job creation, to provide people with a dignified life, especially in rural Namibia, especially our youth, but also in terms of our image out there, like Warrant Officer said so beautiful. So that is important. But our first hero, and he said to me, Gijs, it's not about me, but Piet Boer. Welcome to the hot seat. And Piet is here as part of Tourism Against Crime, or TAC. Piet, tell us about yourself. You're a tour guide.
Yes, thank you. I'm a tour guide, a freelance tour guide as well. And I was born in Namibia. And I love what I'm doing as a tour guide, as an ambassador for the country. And I'm proud what I'm doing. And I love it. And the most important thing is, to come back to your point about tourism against crime, is we want to make Namibia very safe. And when even a tourist visits our country, he must feel he's really at home. Wherever he goes, he must feel safe. That is an important thing to us.
Where does tech come from? Where did it all start?
Tech was started in 2020. During COVID time, I came up with the idea. I start with some of my colleagues, tour guides. Guys, let's start with something new to prevent crime, and let's start tech. And I was telling him, after COVID, most of the people will get unemployment, and the crime rate will go high. Then we have a problem. And we decided together, we go to Namibia and ask what can we do in this situation to assist Namibia as well. And they totally agree. We were speaking to Chief Fonseca and Warren Shipendeni as well, and they agree. And now we are registered under Namibia, and we are vetted as well.
And what do you do? What does tech do on a day-to-day basis?
Some of our members report on duty wherever they are around the whole country in the 14th region. And we report every crime we observe and report anything that was happening related to crime to prevent it. So wherever our clients go or tourists, let them be safe. That is our main thing.
Are you all volunteers?
Yeah, all are volunteers.
All over the country?
All over the country.
So you spent your own time as a service to the industry and, like I said, to the wider society.
Yes, that's what we normally do. And actually we use our own fuel of cars, try to prevent. If there's an emergency, we respond. It doesn't matter. If a tourist is robbed and they don't have money, we try to help them. Just to tell them, Namibia also members take care of them as well.
But why do you do it?
That is how can I explain this? My passion, I love what I'm doing to prevent crime and to help other people as well.
And that makes you one of our heroes, and our first hero. And again, Pete said it's about the organization. It's Tourism Against Crime. As our first recipient, Gondwana will make a contribution of 20,000 Namibian dollars to your organization to help out, in terms of the cost that you have. Tell me, Pete, but beyond that, how can we get involved? How can the society out there, how can we help? How can we, on a Friday evening say, I want to help? How do we do that?
That's a very good question. Tech is open for everyone. Even if you are a lodge owner or car rental, you are more than welcome to join tech. You registered with us and you are vetted and you can join us. So, especially on Fridays or any day, we have a patrol with Namibia to prevent crime in the city. You are more than welcome to join us.
I want to zoom into a specific, a specific incident which triggered us, to nominate you as our first recipient. And you would know what you're allowed to share, what you're not allowed to share. But unfortunately, we had guests from the United States, and they were robbed just outside of Windhoek. And through you and through tech, the perpetrators were caught. Can you share some of what happened there?
Yeah. It's really sad when you see how tourists is robbed in Namibia, but the response of tech was very quick with Namibian police, and we try to do our research around, try to get the value stuff back of the clients. That is important because without a passport you cannot leave the country. So that's why we came in and said we want to help Namibia in this situation. We don't want to stop here till we find something. Luckily, they're behind bars now, and we are happy with it.
And thank you. And I think because of that, a terrible incident and a negative has almost turned into a positive from the guest perspective in terms of the reaction of Namibian society.
We have emergency numbers. I will share it with you. And regarding like Warren Shipendeni and up to the higher level is on the WhatsApp emergency number. When you have an emergency, then you can just give us a call, or the WhatsApp group is very easy.
But you're still a tour guide. You still go out there with guests.
I still go out with a guest, and I always explain my guests the safety, the do's and the don'ts. That is important.
And share a few of that. What would you tell if I was your guest and my first time to Namibia? What advice would you give to me?
The safety awareness. On your arrivals are very welcome to Namibia. The most important thing is, wherever you want to go to a shop, never try to open your wallet in front of people or in the public. That is number one. And never try to put your cell phone. That is number two. Your cell phone in your wallet is the most important thing. The moment when you get it out of your pocket, you are a target. Try to avoid that one. When you see a place where it's more comfortable for you, please make use of it, just for safety awareness.
And then I think just common sense, like in any country in the world, I mean, be vigilant late at night. I always, we always tell also guests, be careful with lots of cash. We have a world-class financial system in Namibia. There's not a need to carry a lot of cash, especially foreign cash. Cash is actually completely unnecessary in the Namibian tourism market.
I just want to mention something very important. For safety awareness, when your client also arrive, and this goes out to all the guides of Namibia, if your clients want to exchange money, prefer a 3,000 Namibian dollars, what I'm doing now, and the rest of them you explain them you can use your card facility just for safety awareness.
Absolutely.
Because the moment when they are robbed or anything can happen, then you try to avoid that amount of 10 of 20,000. That is the best solution what I'm doing. Even when you do a meet and greet for safety awareness, what I'm doing, this is my secret that I'm sharing with you, is you do the meet and greet with your clients, escort them to the capital. If they want to buy water for them, or if they want to do shopping, escort them outside the capital just for safety awareness. But in the background, they know you are with you. That's what I'm doing nowadays. Mm-hmm. And safety comes always first.
Piet, on behalf of Gondwana, I'd like to think on behalf of the industry and just as Namibians, thank you. Thank you to you and your whole organization for what you do. Thank you to the Namibian police to not only embracing but really helping and guiding us, because it is ultimately about us. It is about us standing together. Namibia's got a lot of tailwinds coming, but we believe it's so important in everything that we do to protect tourism. It's part of the diversity of our economy. Like I said, it's really an impactful industry. And we want to ensure, like you said so beautifully, that Namibia is as safe as they come, because we're inviting people into our home. It's also about our national pride. It's an embarrassment if something happens to a guest of ours in Namibia.
And can I just say something? I want to thank Gondwana as well for this opportunity, and for Tech and Empol as well, for everything, for this moment that you're sharing with us.
It's only a pleasure, and this is an open invite to everyone out there, corporates, other civil organizations, in terms of our heroes in tourism. Please get involved. This is not something that's exclusive to Gondwana. We really want to highlight our heroes out there and the good work that's being done, and to ensure, in the end, as a nation, we benefit. And like I said, it's about our pride. Ultimately, it's a showing of who and what we are as human beings and as a nation. So thank you, Piet. Thank you to Nampol. Thank you to Tech. To everyone out there, let's keep up the good work and ensuring that our guests remain safe.
Together, we can make a difference.